Today, we're getting into something that's probably haunted you at least once. Regret. You know that feeling. Replaying some moment you screwed up, some choice you didn't make, wondering why you can't just shake it. Maybe it's a fight you had, a job you didn't take, or something you said that still stings. We all do it, right? But here's the thing. Why do we hold on to regret like it's a lifeline? Why can't we let it go? It's not just about feeling bad. It's deeper than that. There's psychology behind it, and today we're digging in. Why do we cling to the past, and what's it really doing to us? Let's figure it out together. Let's start with something weird. Regret feels safe. Sounds crazy, right? But think about it. When you're a kid and you mess up, like, say, you break your mom's favorite mug, you feel bad, but then you move on. Life's simple. As adults, though, we don't let it slide so easy. I've caught myself replaying this one time I didn't stand up for a friend. Years ago, mind you, and it's like I'm stuck in that moment, punishing myself. Why? Because regret's familiar. It's a story I know. Psychologists say this is about control. The past is done, it can't change. So obsessing over it gives us this illusion we're still in charge. We tell ourselves, if I just said this, or if I'd done that, like we can rewrite it in our heads. But we can't, and deep down, we know it. So why keep going back? Because staying there feels less scary than facing what's in front of us. Regret's a cozy little jail cell. We built it, we locked the door, and we're the only one with the key. Now, here's where it gets heavier. Regret isn't just a random thought, it's tied to who we think we are. There's this idea in psychology called narrative identity. Basically, the story we tell ourselves about our lives. And for a lot of us, regret becomes a chapter we can't stop rereading. Like, I know someone who missed out on a big move abroad years back. She still talks about it, not because she wants to, but because it's become part of her. I'm the one who didn't take the chance. That's the trap. We start defining ourselves by what we didn't do. Every time we dwell on it, we're reinforcing this version of ourselves, someone who failed, who wasn't brave enough, who let the good things slip. It's not just guilt, it's glue. It sticks us to an old self we don't even like. And the longer we sit with it, the harder it is to imagine being anyone else. We're not just holding on to regret, we're letting it hold on to us. So, what's this costing us? More than you'd think. When you're caught up in what could have been, you're not here. You're not in the room with the people who matter, not chasing what's still possible. It's like living with one foot nailed to the floor. I've done this. Spent nights staring at the ceiling, running loops of some dumb argument I had ages ago, while the person I argued with probably doesn't even remember it. Meanwhile, life's moving, and I'm not. There's a term for this: rumination. It's when your brain chews on the same thing over and over, and studies show it's a straight path to feeling stuck, depression, anxiety, the works. Because regret isn't passive, it's active. It's not just sitting there, it's eating up your energy, your focus. You're so busy mourning what's gone that you miss what's still yours to grab. And the loneliest part? No one else is in that loop with you. It's just you, alone, fighting a ghost. So how do we get out? I'm not gonna lie, it's not instant. You don't just snap your fingers and forget the past, but you can start shifting it. First step's ugly but simple. Admit what regret's doing for you. Ask yourself, what am I getting out of this? Maybe it's an excuse to not try again. Maybe it's a shield so you don't have to risk failing now. I had to do this with that friend thing. Realized I was clinging to it because it let me off the hook from speaking up now. Then you've got to rewrite the story. Not the past, you can't change that, but what it means. That missed chance, it's not proof you're a coward. It's just a thing that happened. You're still here, still kicking. Start small. Do one thing that scares you, something you'd regret not doing. For me, it was calling that friend years later, just to say I was sorry. Didn't fix everything, but it broke the spell. Regret only owns you until you decide it doesn't. The key's in your hand. Use it. Regret is a habit, not a life sentence. We cling to it because it's safe, because it's us, but it's not the whole story. You're more than your worst moments, and letting go doesn't mean forgetting. It means living. Right now, not back then. What about you? What's the regret you keep replaying? Drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear. If this one got under your skin, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for hanging out. Take a deep breath and maybe let something go today. Catch you soon.